Bankruptcy attorney E. Orem Young. Now, your local weather with meteorologist Brian Briggs.
Well, good Thursday morning. The time is now 6:15, and we've been talking about Laura for quite some time now, and the system is finally here. Made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane very early this morning near Cameron, Louisiana, and now is moving northward into our neck of the woods here. The good news is, at least with this system, it is heading towards a weakening trend. Not surprising considering now that it has made landfall. We're still seeing a Category 2 storm, though, as it continues to work northward into our area. So Category 2 storm is still fairly powerful, even though it is weakening, and we are starting to see the effects here in the Arklamis as the rain and wind starts to pick up. As we go through the course of the day, though, just real quickly, we can see this storm continue as a Category 1 hurricane through the course of the day today, so expect at least tropical storm conditions for a good chunk of the day. Generally, though, some of us could be dealing with a little bit of that hurricane potential, especially the further west and south you are in the Arklamis. So at least currently right now, you can see in our tower cam that it is wet, the ground is shiny, and at least visibility is not bad right now. It's a little bit warm and humid too, with current temperatures sitting in the upper 70s, but that wind is starting to really pick up as Laura's center starts to get closer to us, and it's out of the east-northeast to Seine at 16 miles per hour at this time. So at least as far as it looking on the regional radar here, look at how impressive this system is. It is blanketing most of the state of Louisiana, now starting to work into Arkansas as well. Also covering a little part of East Texas as it continues to move through, but there is Laura's center here, right, because you can see on your screen this radar. So we are under the gun right now to see quite a bit of precipitation, and those bands continue to feed into and around the center here, and that is producing some very, very heavy rainfall, especially across southern and western portions of the Arklamis. Live storm tracker Doppler radar shows that most of our area now is picking up the heavy rainfall from Laura, and we still have a flash flood warning in effect for Wint, Grant, and LaSalle parishes through about 8 o'clock this morning. However, would not be surprised to see this continued if trends continue, and would not be surprised to see more areas in the Arklamis added to these flash flood warning as we go through the course of the morning. As far as winds go, we're starting to see now 30-mile-an-hour sustained winds across portions of Wint, Grant, and LaSalle parishes, generally getting closer to about 15 to 20-mile-an-hour sustained winds for locations along and south of I-20. Southern Arkansas still really not seeing too much in the way of wind, at least not right now. And those wind gusts are a little bit higher too, especially the further south and west you go. Look at Natchitoches. Those folks are at 52-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and Alexandria is not reporting right now, but generally along that same lines. So again, 40 to 50-mile-an-hour winds gusting in our southern and western parishes, at least at this time. Not surprising that we've seen a hurricane warning added for those locations that you see in red. Generally, a tropical storm warning, though, exists for the remainder of us in blue. So again, this goes through the course of the day today. Continue to stay weather aware as tropical storm conditions look fairly likely. As far as rainfall totals, we're starting to see 1 to 2 inches now developing across our southern areas. Generally around a half an inch starting to develop along the I-20 corridor. Not a whole lot going on across portions of the northern areas of the Arklamis, but those winds are going to continue to pick up as we go through the course of the day today. So again, continue to be weather aware. Going to be really, really breezy here as we go through that course time frame here, and generally we do also have that potential for some severe weather as well. We have a slight risk out for the entire Arklamis today for that isolated tornado potential. So as mentioned, make sure you are staying weather aware today, as warnings could be issued fairly quickly between now and then. Generally, though, we will remain unsettled.